Madam Vice President Kamala Harris was asked in a recent interview whether or not she willing to throw her name into the 2028 presidential race. She did indeed answer the question. We will discuss that next on the Daily Rewind. What's going on, my beautiful people? What's going on? Welcome to the Daily Rewind with me, your boy HB, back with another banger. I hope that you guys had a good day, non stressful, easy, no BS, just a nice, good day. So let's get into this article from the Associate Press. Quote, Kamala Harris leave door open for 2028 presidential run. Kamala Harris isn't ruling out another run for the White House. In an interview with the BBC posted Saturday, Harris said she expects a woman will be president in the coming years, and it could possibly be her. Quote, I'm not done yet, she said. The former vice president said she hasn't decided whether to mount a 2028 presidential campaign, but she dismissed the suggestion that she faced long odds. Quote, I have lived my entire career a life of service, and it's in my bones. And there are many ways to serve, she said. I've never listened to polls. She recently gave a series of interviews following the September release of her book, 107 Days. It looked back on her experience replacing then President Joe Biden as the 2024 presidential nominee after he dropped out the race. She ultimately lost to Republican President Orange Palpatine. In an interview with the Associate Press last week, Harris, 61, also made clear that running again in 2028 is still on the table. She said she see herself as a leader of the party, including in pushing back against Orange Palpatine and preparing for 2026 midterms. As in an October 17th interview with AP, whether she has plans for 2028 bid, Harris said, quote, I haven't decided. Seriously, I have not decided. I may or I may not. I have not decided, end quote. And specifically, whether she still wanted to do the job itself, she used the past tense saying, quote, it's a job I wanted to do. But she noted that the only way to do it is to run and win. Meanwhile, political jockeying among Democrats for the 2028 presidential contest appears to be playing out even earlier than usual. Several potential candidates are already taking steps to get to know voters in key states, including California Governor Gavin Newsom, term limit Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, and California Rep. Ro Khanna. Upward of 30 high profile Democrats could ultimately enter the primary. And it said the story has been corrected to reflect that Harris is 61, not 60. End quote. So my thing is this. Why are we talking about 2028? I don't understand why these interviewers and these people from the legacy media talking about 2028. Hell, we haven't even got through the midterms yet. You know what I'm saying? And how it's looking, that month may be rigged. You know what I'm saying? Hell, it may not even be a 2028 election. How things going, and being that we living in some unnecessary and uncertain times, it's not a wrong to question if we will have a 2028 election or if Orange Palpatine wouldn't try to stay a third term. Granted, it's against the Constitution, but when did that man give a about the Constitution? So I don't even know why we talk about 2028. Okay, how do I feel about VP Harris answering? If she do, I think she will make it out the primary. Let's say she enter, it's a primary. Do I think she would leave being a nominee for the Democratic Party for 2028? No, I don't. I just think that at the end of the day, America has proven that it's racist and sexist as let's call it what it is. I'm not gonna mince words. America is not going to select a woman president, and not only a woman president, a black woman. She the most qualified candidate out there, but America is not going to do it. They already didn't show themselves. America has showed their hand. They're not willing to do it. Secondly, she will always be attached to Biden. Even though she was the VP, and even though during that time she didn't have any power, regardless of what it is, she will always be attached to him and his record. Because at the end of the day, the ticket was Biden Harris. There's no iron team. So regardless, it may be the Biden administration, you as his VP. So any policies, any things that people didn't like, you will be always be attached to that. You know what I'm saying? For example, the Gaza situation. Biden was the president during that time. She was the VP. At the end of the day, regardless of how anybody feels, she will always be attached to that. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. Orange Palpatine has already beat her. Granted, 90 million people didn't vote. Why 90 million people didn't vote? I don't know. But 90 million people decided to stay home in the election last year in 2024. Also, you had some people who didn't want to vote for her, so they either voted for Orange Palpatine or wrote their name in or left it blank. So to me, America has pretty much made the decision on whether or not they wanted her as president. They already answered that question, and unfortunately, they didn't. Most people may say third time is the charm. I doubt. I doubt it. Granted, I voted for her in 2024. Now, going forward, I'm no longer a Democrat. I'm an independent, and for me, I'm doing heavenly research when it comes to any candidate going forward. To me, if you take money for APAC, I don't give a who you are. I'm not voting for you. I'm not doing it. If you take money for APAC, that's the no start for me. I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? I did my research on that stuff, and to me, I just don't think that's right. Why you doing it? Why you taking money from those people? No, that's a no start for me. So going back to Harris, if she decided to run again, good luck. It's going to be a battle. I honestly don't think that she would be the Democratic candidate after the primary. I don't think she would make it out the primary. Why? Because we already seen how America is. America has already spoken when it comes to her, unfortunately. That's it for me. I pray that you guys have a good night. Also, before I leave, would you please do me a favor and like and subscribe to my channel? I'm trying to build this army over here. I need all the help that I can get. I appreciate you if you subscribe to your boy channel and help me out. Let's build this army over here, okay? You guys have a good night. Peace.